Good evening, and while the world has been distracted elsewhere, suddenly, once again, the prospect of military action by one of the world's superpowers is being called a very real possibility. Today, the standoff between Russia and what remains of Ukraine took on a new urgency. That's because there's violence in the streets once again, violence in Parliament of all places, and people are tossing around terms like civil war again. It's largely pro-Russia violence in parts of Ukraine, and many are blaming Russia for stirring it up with over 30,000 troops, let's not forget, on their side of the border. It's a dicey situation once again, and we begin tonight with our chief foreign affairs correspondent, Andrea Mitchell, in our D.C. newsroom. Andrea, good evening.
Good evening, Brian. The U.S. said today that Russia is trying to destabilize and topple Ukraine's pro-Western new government, even without using those troops that are still massing on Ukraine's border. Rioting in cities across pro-Russian eastern Ukraine. Government buildings burned. Armed men in this video posted by Ukrainian media occupying a security headquarters in Luhansk, holding 60 hostages. A television station taken over in Kharkiv, where police disarmed rioters. Even in Kiev, the capital, a fistfight in parliament between Moscow's partisans and supporters of Ukraine's new pro-Western government. Secretary of State Kerry told the Senate today Russia is behind it all.
Everything that we've seen in the last 48 hours from Russian provocateurs and agents operating in eastern Ukraine tells us that they've been sent there determined to create chaos.
Russia's Foreign Minister Lavrov pushed back, tweeting in English, "Stop laying the blame at our door." Testifying today before the same committee he once chaired, Kerry faced a buzzsaw of Republican criticism.
On the issue of Ukraine, my hero, Teddy Roosevelt, used to say, talk softly but carry a big stick. What you're doing is talking strongly and carrying a very small stick, in fact, a twig.
Kerry, like McCain, a decorated Vietnam veteran, hit back.
Your friend Teddy Roosevelt also said that the credit belongs to the people who are in the arena who are trying to get things done. And we're trying to get something done. That's a Teddy Roosevelt maxim, and I abide by it.
Republican critics are skeptical that this will do any good, but today Vladimir Putin finally agreed to the first direct talks between Moscow and Ukraine's new leaders, also including the European Union and Secretary Kerry, to be held sometime next week. Brian?
Andrea Mitchell starting us off in our D.C. newsroom. Andrea, thanks.